Welcome back to the class. In this lesson, we're diving into typography skills. Let's start with a blank document. Text objects in Illustrator can be categorized into two types: character-style text objects and paragraph-style text objects. For now, we'll focus on creating character-style text objects. To begin, select the Type tool from the toolbar. If you right-click on the Type tool, you'll see additional options, but for now, choose the Basic Type tool. To create a character-style text object, simply click once on the page. You can then start typing characters to form your text object using the Enter key as needed. Once you've created the text, activate the Selection tool to select and move the text object. Hold the Shift key while dragging one of the handles to scale the text proportionally. To rotate the text object, drag from just outside the transform handles, and if you hold the Shift key while doing so, it will rotate in 45-degree increments. If you need to edit the text content, you can either double-click the text object while using the Selection tool or switch to the Type tool and click directly on the text. Double-clicking will highlight an entire word, allowing for quick edits. Now, with the Selection tool, select the text object to explore further options. The control bar at the top provides various tools for customizing your text. From here, you can change the text color or apply a stroke color. Adjust the font type by either browsing through the drop-down menu or typing the font name if you know it. Modify the font style, e.g. bold, italic, and font size. Use the paragraph link to access alignment options like center, left, or right alignment. Let's continue exploring these tools and options as we move forward. Now, let's focus on the character panel in Illustrator. I've created a single character-style text object on my document to demonstrate the various options available in the character panel. This panel provides additional tools to refine and customize your text. To edit the text, first select the text object using the Selection tool. Then press Ctrl-T, Windows, or Command-T, Mac to open the character panel. From the Font Type menu in the panel, you can change the font type, just as in the control bar. The Font Style menu lets you adjust styles like bold, italic, and others. The Font Size menu allows you to set the size of the text by clicking inside the text box and scrolling up or down with the mouse wheel to adjust the values. If you need to set spacing between lines of text, use the leading option. Click inside the box and adjust the value by scrolling up or down, or alternatively, select the text object with the Selection tool and press Alt up-down arrow Windows or Option up-down arrow Mac to adjust the leading manually. To reset it to the default, set the value to Auto. For adjusting the space between characters, use the Tracking option. Modify the tracking field values to adjust spacing as needed. Alternatively, select the text object and hold Alt Windows or Option Mac, then press the left-right arrow keys to fine-tune spacing manually. To reset to the default spacing, set the tracking value to 0. To explore more formatting options, click the menu icon in the character panel and select Show Options. This will reveal advanced tools that allow you to format text selectively. For example, you can highlight specific text and adjust the vertical scale to change the height of the text, or the horizontal scale to adjust the width. If you want to shift text up or down relative to the baseline, use the Baseline Shift option. Highlight the text you want to adjust, then change the value in the Baseline Shift box. This is particularly useful for precise typography adjustments. For stylistic changes, to convert all characters to uppercase, highlight the text and click the All Caps option. Click it again to turn it off. Use the Small Caps option to make all letters smaller capitals except the first letter of each word. Highlight text and click Superscript to raise it above the baseline, or Subscript to lower it. To underline text, highlight it and click the Underline option. Similarly, you can apply a strike-through for emphasis. Finally, you can rotate individual characters. Highlight the desired text and adjust the character rotation values in the character panel to apply rotation. These options give you precise control over the appearance and formatting of your text, allowing you to create professional and polished typography. Once you've completed formatting your character text object, make sure to click outside the text object to deselect it. Before you begin formatting another text object, it's always a good practice to reset the character panel. You can do this by going to the More Options menu in the character panel, and selecting the Reset option. Now let's delete this text object and move on to understanding how to create a paragraph text object. First, pick the Type tool again. Instead of simply clicking on the page, click and drag to create a paragraph text box. This action will generate a paragraph text object filled with dummy text. You can start typing to replace the dummy text with your own content, or you can copy and paste text from sources like Word documents, PDFs, or other files. For now, let me press Ctrl-Z, Windows, or Command-Z, Mac to undo the changes and retain the dummy text originally generated when I drew the text box. By default, all the text inside the box will be selected. If you click inside the box, you can deselect the text. Here are some useful selection methods. Double-click inside the text box to select a single word. Triple-click to select the entire paragraph associated with the word. Press Ctrl-A, Windows, or Command-A, Mac to select all the text within the box. To deselect, simply click anywhere inside the text box. Now, here's an important point to remember when typing paragraphs. Avoid manually adding spaces between paragraphs while typing. Complete your typesetting first without adding extra spaces. Once you're done, you can use the Paragraph panel to adjust spacing efficiently. Let's open the Paragraph panel to explore its options. First, select the text box with the Selection tool. Then, press Alt-Control-T, Windows, or Command-Option-T, Mac, to open the Paragraph panel. In this panel, you'll find alignment options such as Left Align, Center Align, and Right Align, as well as justification options. For this example, I'll use the Justify with Last Line Aligned Left option. If you want to avoid hyphenation in your text, simply uncheck the Hyphenate option. If the Hyphenate option isn't visible, go to the More Options menu in the panel and select Show Options. You'll see Hide Options if everything is already visible. Now, to add spacing between paragraphs, you can use the Space Before Paragraph or Space After Paragraph fields. Adjust the values here to create consistent spacing between paragraphs. Next, let's discuss indent options. If you want to add a left indent to the first paragraph, activate the cursor within that paragraph and increase the left indent value. Similarly, adjust the right indent value to add an indent to the right side of the paragraph. To indent only the first line of a specific paragraph, such as the second one, activate the cursor in that paragraph and set a value for the first line left indent option. For now, I'll reset all the indent values to 0 and leave this paragraph unchanged. We'll revisit it later in the lecture to discuss how to add bullet points. Once you're done with the paragraph settings, click outside the text box to deselect it. Then, go to the More Options menu in the Paragraph panel and select the Reset option to ensure the panel is cleared before starting a new task. Another important thing to remember is that when you scale the text box size, it does not increase or decrease the font size as it does with character text objects. Instead, the text inside the text box will wrap according to the new size of the text box. After scaling, make sure all the text content is visible within the text box. Now let's focus on changing cases. If you want to convert text to uppercase, lowercase, or sentence case, highlight the text you wish to modify. For example, to make all the characters uppercase, go to the Type menu, navigate to Change Case, and select Uppercase. Similarly, you can choose lowercase, title case, or sentence case as needed. Experiment with these options to understand the differences. Next, let me guide you on how to insert special characters such as registered trademarks, copyright symbols, or trademark symbols. Let's say you want to add one of these symbols to the word intellects. First, place the cursor where you want the symbol to appear, either at the beginning or the end of the word. Then, go to the Type menu, navigate to Insert Special Character, and select Symbols. From the options, you can choose bullets, copyright symbols, and more. For instance, if I want to add a trademark symbol, I'll select Trademark. There you have it. Finally, let's discuss adding bullets and numbering to text objects. To add bullets to a character-style text object, first, select the text object. Then, open the Paragraph panel and locate the Bullets or Numbers option. Click to add bullets. If you click the down arrow, you'll find more bullet styles to choose from. Additionally, clicking the More Options button allows you to set indents between the bullets and the text box or between the bullets and the text itself. Adjust these spaces until you achieve the desired alignment, then click OK. The same method applies when adding numbering. If you want to add bullets or numbering to paragraph-style text objects, ensure that spaces are set between each paragraph first. Only then should you apply bullets or numbering using the paragraph panel. Similar to character-style text, you can set indents to adjust the spacing between the paragraphs and bullets or numbering within the text box's borders. All right, class, you've now learned some fundamental typography skills in this lesson. Let's move on to the next lesson, which is likely the last in this course, where we'll dive into some advanced typography techniques.